Hi, my name is Matt Page from Maine Septic Solutions LLC. I'm here today to describe to you how we install tough-type risers on the FujiClean Model CE-N5. Here's a simple list of the items that will be needed for the project. We will need an assortment of simple tools: an oscillating cutting tool, an impact driver or drill, a caulking gun, a razor knife, socket set, and an assortment of stainless steel hardware. The assortment of stainless steel hardware will include a bolt, nut, washer combo. Starting with the bolt first, we'll have a 1/4 inch by 20 by 1.5 inch panhead bolt, followed by a flat washer and an 18 by 8 hex finish nut, which is a 1/4 by 20. In order to attach the riser itself to the gray ring that is included with the CE models, you will also need a number 8 by 15 by 1/2 inch panhead screw. What I'm about to show you is the way that I install the risers onto the FujiClean tanks. There are other ways to do it, and please refer to the installation manual to see those. But this is the technique that works well for me, and let's get started. We will have to remove the tabs that come with the 6 inch, 20 inch diameter tough-type riser. In order to do that, a simple oscillating saw, and we start by cutting out the inside. And just clean it up nicely so it'll fit easily over the FujiClean ring. The next step is taking a razor knife or whatever your tool of choice is and removing the plastic rivets that come with the tank. One thing to take note of is, if you were to push the other end of the plastic rivet in too far, it will indeed drop into the tank. You would want to avoid having those things just fall right into the tank. So indeed, push them in a little bit, come back through, and you're able to remove all the plastic rivet. So first thing, of course, we loose the packing straps, turn the locks off, remove the lid and set it to the side. So as you'll see with this tank in particular, sometimes there is moisture inside the tank. It does cause some condensation. The one thing that you'll see me doing during this process is, of course, wiping off the condensation off the rings and also off the tops of the lids. Now the next step is to, of course, attach the ring, the riser itself to the ring. What you will find, depending on the climate in which you are working, this can be challenging. Something like a rubber mallet or a little bit of manpower will easily get these things to slide right over. So what I'll do is start by applying a small amount of silicone to the outside of the ring itself. Basically what we're doing is just ensuring one more added step of a as watertight as possible seal between the riser and the ring. And done. One of the small things that I've found helpful is if you look in the mold of the tank itself, some of the tabs, right where the bolts will be going through the hole, there's actually a small little leftover piece of fiberglass from the tab, and if you just take a simple pair of pliers, that thing just kind of breaks free, and it's just a tiny little tab. Once again, my technique, we apply a layer of silicone around the edge of the tank itself. We'll give a little squirt into each one of the bolt holes that we will be putting a bolt in shortly. Grab one of our already assembled risers and rings. Place it on there, give it a little bit of a twirl. What you'll see is most of the time there's a slight line built into the tank, which is almost approximately where the bolt hole is lined up. Now we take our 1/4 by 20 by 1.5 inch bolt along with the washer, and we do our best to get it through the hole that the FujiClean had provided. Taking the nut, placing it onto that bolt. And there you go. One of the things that I find that is convenient while in doing the other lids is flipping over that tough tight lid and actually keeping my tools in here while I make my way down. Now we're moving to the 24-inch. The first step with that is, of course, putting some silicone caulking into them, and then similar to the 20-inch diameter lids, we'll be sticking a bolt washer and nut into these, only to serve as a placeholder for the most part and keep as much surface and groundwater out of the holes as possible. Similar to the 20-inch diameter risers, as we bolted the gray rings down, I'm simply using the bolt, nut, and washer to fill this hole. The next step is to once again silicone the top of the flush spot where we are going to mount the adapter ring for the tough tight riser. Now that we're about to install the RTT 24-inch tough tight riser adapter, what you will find is that it does not fit perfectly around the hole that comes with your FujiClean tank. It will appear to be somewhat off, and indeed, by a quarter of an inch plus or minus, you will have a little bit of an overhang on either side. But I take the riser, I like to squish it down with the silicone. Beyond the silicone and adhesive, what works well for us is a simple 1-inch stainless steel screw that we mount through the RTT and into the tank itself. And before we place the actual 6-inch riser on there, what we're going to do is we're going to silicone the inside of the ring. Once again, just doing our best to get as close to a waterproof seal as possible. Then we take the 24-inch, 6-inch tough tight riser and slip it right into place. Give it a couple of turns to move some of that silicone around. So after siliconing, placing the riser on, you will spin the riser so it lines up where the screws, of course, fall right in with the tough tight RTT adapter ring. Using 1 3/4 stainless steel screws, we're going to mount the actual riser itself to the ring. Okay, so now that we've attached the riser to the riser ring, the riser adapter ring to the tank, and we are secure, now comes the time to, of course, install the lid. The one thing that I will say as far as the existing tabs that we cut out of the 20-inch diameter risers that are now on the 24 is that having those there, if you're in a cold weather climate, for example, and you wanted to put a piece of 2-inch styrofoam in here to help winterize the tank, you do have that option by setting it on this. Likewise with the safety lids inside, you can do that there also. So now we simply place the lid on, line up the holes, so what I will say is that this is the technique that we have found that works well for us. Thank you very much.